look.
Don Juan Plagueis 0 super chatted $1.99. Tom, heard you were a lefty living in ATL, true?
No. Alright. Hold on. Looks like President Sunday's in the VC.
Hey.
Mr. Sunday.
How you doing, Tommy?
Doing alright. What's up?
Fantastic. Oh, just thought I'd stop by and say hi.
So...
I was a little bit curious if you wanted to go down memory lane a little bit.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about your incident with Lav a little bit earlier. Was that last month? It's pretty recent, yeah.
Wait, my incident with Lav?
Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, the one where you went over counterpoints and Lav, just spinning out a story of her being on a pay-for-play basis with Destiny, and essentially just intervening to make it sound as reasonable as possible, while she was actively slandering a guy.
Yeah, we already talked about this.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I'm just a little bit perplexed. Your conscientiousness seems to have taken a radical boost recently. You're now very, very concerned that it's not technically a dox.
Don Juan Plagueis 0 super chatted
$1.99. Hastily editing DMs.
Why are you called President Sunday?
That I subsequently took down. That contain a name which Nick, I deny this, but which Nick insists are my actual docs, and which he sent to somebody he claims has a reputation for doxing. Yeah.
Wait, okay, so I'm sorry. I don't know how those converge, but okay, so let's just stick with the doxing first.
Well, how they converge is that you seem to have absolutely no interest whatsoever in particularity or technicality or making sure that very serious claims are treated with a very sober and particular attention to the facts of the matter and then their implications and their context until now all of a sudden.
Well, yeah, if it pertains to me, I'm going to have a particularity to it, of course.
How does this pertain to you?
If you accuse me of doxing...
No, but you did you not?
No, I did
not. You posted a screenshot with the full name on it.
Again, you posted
did you not?
this... No, hold on. You posted this information, okay? A dox is like information that is not public, that the person who posted it does not want public. You have DMs out there. I've seen them.
I didn't want that public.
I've seen screenshots of where you said that it's okay if Chud puts this on stream. I have it right here of you saying it's okay if Chud puts this information on stream.
And I'd seen people refer to Sunday as that following all this. Bear in mind, just to confirm, President Sunday has been consulted about the name. Not that I'm looking to say it, because I don't even know who it is. Apparently it's not... I don't know what it is. But President Sunday doesn't care. He's saying, don't worry about it. Okay?
You do not care if this is public.
Well,
you made it public, and at the time that I made it public, you also had it public.
Which information, Tom?
The name.
The name? Really, just the name? Or was it the name with a particular context? See... When I said that to Chud, the name was just the name which I was denying was attributed to me. In between then and you posting the thing onto your stream, Nick decided to announce to DK on a stream that he said, "No, you guys can all publish this." To somebody he later admitted has a reputation for doxing. So
yes,
really the
that's
most dangerous
Nick.
person
I've already admitted Nick screwed up. I've already admitted Nick was wrong in that case. I don't know
absolutely,
why.
Absolutely.
I don't know why you're bringing that up. How does that pertain to me?
However, between then and now, you then posted the thing while you were talking to Nick, I believe, on stream. So that is actually you sharing a dox. Yes.
No, I was not talking to Nick. One, I'd already spoken to Nick.
Did you not talk to Nick yesterday?
I did talk to Nick. It was like hours.
So this would have been after he talked to DK.
What does that have to do with me pulling it up? He is wrong. He's saying that he's saying that it is your dox, and he gave it to DK, somebody who he seems to be accusing of being a doxer. Yes, he is wrong for that. That has literally nothing to do with me. I don't believe it's your dox. You're saying it's not your dox. I don't believe it's your dox. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, fair enough. So then following that. In your infinite wisdom, you decided to then take those same screenshots and then put them onto the screen.
I didn't decide to do that. It was an accident that I did it. But yeah, sure. I ended
then
up
fair
putting
enough.
it on
I was
screen.
actually I was very clear. You didn't dox me maliciously. It was you being sloppy. But you're
But it's
making an
not a
accusation here. You're
dox.
saying
This is no.
excuse
So
me?
this is my issue: is that it's
Yes.
not a dox, and I would admit if I had doxed you and just say I'm sorry, I screwed up. But I'm not saying that, and you're still continuing to say that it is, and that is my
Well, I
issue.
mean, it is a dox. It doesn't need to be malicious for it to be a dox. A dox is simply the act of sharing information, identifying a person in some medium. So you did dox me.
So like Yellow Pages is always doxing people.
I don't resent you for it. But you did dox
LinkedIn
me.
is
Absolutely.
always doxing people. Like there's tons of like
here's
businesses
how-
that
here's
have
how-
my
yeah, yeah.
address on them.
Sure,
All of
sure,
those
yeah.
businesses are doxing me.
Well, if those businesses are linked by somebody else and you have not directly tied those to your public persona, then yeah. And I did not tie that name to my public persona. But more to the point.
So then
the
it's
reason
not.
why
So
this
then I
links,
didn't dox
the reason why
you.
the reason
It's
why
not
this
you.
links into the reason why this links into the issue with Lav is because your impulse in that conversation was to sanitize an extremely gross accusation against somebody. An extremely gross accusation against somebody. Whereas here it seems to be actually fairly the opposite. Your angle is to sanitize the putting forth of a name accidentally in response to somebody leaking DMs without permission that also happened to contain the docs. Has it occurred to you that while those
Wait, how did I
DMs were
sanitize
being
that?
posted,
How
I
did
did
I
not actually
sanitize
have time to see that he had redacted them?
How did I sanitize that?
What do you mean? How did you sanitize it? You're
You're s-
referring to it as not a dox. You're accusing me of doxing myself.
Well, yes, you putting your own. I like everybody knows my name is Tom Pinion. Okay, I
didn't
put
know
my
that,
name
actually,
out
but
there.
thank you.
Okay, fine. I put my name out there. Everybody knows where I
Sure.
live, where I'm from, all of this stuff. Okay.
Okay.
I am
Jip
not
Productions
doxing
super
myself. I'm
chatted
just telling everybody
$10.
the
Oh
information.
boy,
If they
it's
repeat
Resident
that
AA.
information, they
Get
are
ready
not
for
doxing
condescending
me
insults
when
and
they do that.
hyperbolic
They're
accusations.
they're just repeating the information.
But how about this? How about this? What if your
You
name
put
wasn't out there?
information out.
What
I
if your
just
name?
showed the
How
information
about this?
that you
What if
put
your
out.
yeah? What if your name wasn't out there, but somebody else had found your name? They had alerted you that they found your name, and then they were rapid firing the DMs, including your name, into a Discord server that, by the words of the person who's doing so, is infamous for doxing in particular. And while they're doing that, you don't know that he's redacted anything. You haven't had time to go through it. All you know is he's posting DMs. And so you hastily post yours as well so that he can't claim after the fact that he was being upfront and you weren't. And in the course of doing so, you accidentally leave in segments that include a name that you didn't intend to do so, and then afterwards you remove them.
Well, so
Now, if that person then goes on to confirm over your denials that uh, that this name is actually yours, and he starts telling major figures in this doxing server that it is actually you, and then you now allow that to get posted onto the stream later with that background, that is doxing. I don't blame you
no,
for
I
it.
don't know
don't
why
think you
you
were
keep
being
bringing that up.
malicious.
That's irrelevant information. The
What are you
fact that
referring to?
he thinks that it's actually you does not mean anything
Oh, because
for
it
me.
because it changes the act, Tom. It changes
Not
the
for
act.
me.
See,
It changes
well,
it for
it-
him, not for
well,
me.
it does a little bit though. It does a little bit because this is now being posted with that in the background. Yes.
With that in the background, yes, but
Yes.
also with your testimony that it's not you. So we have both of those
But
testimonies
that's
in the
immaterial.
background.
That's immaterial because this is now being posted with him additionally claiming that I'm lying and that it actually is me, that he's looked into the background of it.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I didn't say that it was you. I said that it sounds like it's not you. First off, secondly, they said that they told you that you posted that with your information still
Well,
in it,
that
and
doesn't
that you
matter.
left it up. No, that does
doesn't matter,
matter
Tom.
because that
It
means
really
you are
doesn't, Tom.
choosing. No, it does because you are making it sound like it's an accident that you happened to leave it up because you did it hastily. Whereas now we know that
It's
you
an
didn't do
accident
it
that I
hastily.
happily-
No, you did not do it
You
hastily.
know that I
They
didn't do it
told
hastily,
you.
really.
They told you you didn't leave it up hastily. They told you that it was there with the information there, and you left it there. You did not leave it there hastily.
Oh, that's silly. I've got Nick muted. I didn't get a notification from him, and moreover, it was taken down before your stream. So explain.
No, it was not. The people who gave it to me at the moment that it went up on my stream. The one that I clicked.
That it went up on your stream, really?
Yes, when I clicked it, it had just gone up on my stream. Like when it went up on my stream is right when they screenshot it and sent it to me.
Huh? What are you saying exactly, Tom?
Okay, they screenshot it in the Discord, in that Discord where you had it. They screenshot it there, immediately sent it to me because I didn't take the time to look at what
as it was put up. Were you streaming that long?
No. As soon as they sent it to me, they took a screenshot and immediately sent it to me. And when they sent it to me, I clicked on it. It popped up on my screen that was being shared. And that's when so at that moment, it was still up.
What time were you streaming, Tom?
I don't know. That was around like 3 a.m. Eastern time.
Okay. 3 a.m. Eastern time. So at like midnight? Oh, okay. I don't know.
The point is that they had just sent it to me, and so it popped up, and that's why I messaged you about it to say, hey, I know that you're saying this isn't your docs. It's still up. So like, if you don't care,
Tom,
I'm just gonna put it back up.
I think you're a little bit confused about what I'm saying. I was actually very clear to say on Twitter that the docs was because you were sloppy. It was not because you were being malicious. But nonetheless, Tom, like, so what's your justification here? Oh, I saw it up on a Discord server for a certain length of time. He didn't reply to the name being in there, therefore I just assumed he intended it to be public?
Yes, one, that they said on my stream numerous times that they told you that it was there and that you still didn't take it down.
Who, Nick? Did he get confirmation that I even saw it? I muted Nick.
No.
Nick I took to be threatening me with my docs. I didn't have him there so I wouldn't be tempted to respond.
No, but it doesn't matter if you post things.
It actually really does.
No, it does not. Hold on, it does not.
It does.
If you post something, I am to assume that you posted it on purpose. I am never going to assume people did something.
I can
on
see
accident.
why you went to prison. There's a history of dimness going on here.
You haven't been able to come to like give a decent comeback to anything I've said. I don't need
to give you a comeback, Tom.
You have to make sense at some point, Mr. President. Yes, you do. You have to make sense at some point.
What?
You have to make sense. You're not making
sense.
What
part of this is not making sense to you?
If you post it publicly, I am to assume that you are putting the information out there for public consumption.
Did I post it publicly, or did I post it into a server that you actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken about this, but I believe there's actually a couple of barriers to getting into Spicy Chat, and I believe I was responding directly to somebody else leaking DMs without my permission. Yes?
Yes.
That was the triggering event for that interaction.
Correct.
So if I'm responding to somebody in a specific server, and I'm responding to somebody who has threatened me with a dox, who has my dox inexplicably, then that doesn't actually seem like a reasonable excuse to start posting that on your own channel after the fact. I don't believe you're a part of this equation. Actually, you had to have sought that out. This did not. Nobody.
We did seek it out to see if it was still there. Yes, we did seek it out to see if it was still there. Yes.
Sure. So somebody who shared my docs to DK in that server, you sought that out immediately to publish on your channel.
Not to publish on my channel.
But you did.
Obviously not. But
so if you publish it on your channel, Tom, I'm going to assume it's your intent to publish it on your channel.
Well, you've already admitted that you know it's not my intent to publish on my channel. So,
I'm making that assumption in good faith.
You've taken back numerous things
I made that assumption.
This one back too?
I am indeed taking my assumption of your good faith back. Yes.
Okay. I will put my reputation next to yours any day.
What reputation, Tom?
My reputation that Tom is fair. That reputation.
You don't have a reputation that Tom is fair. You reflexively jumped in to sanitize Lav's slander of Destiny. I don't even like Destiny.
This isn't related. If you want
They
to
are
talk about
related.
this instead,
They are related
that's fine,
insofar.
but
They
they're
are
not
related
related.
insofar. They are related insofar as you want to leverage your fairness and your reputation. You
No.
have neither.
No, that is totally unrelated. So if you want to talk about that
Well,
instead,
it's
I'm
actually
happy to talk about that instead.
actually
If you want
it's
to take
actually
the L
really
here,
not.
we can
It's
move on to that
actually
instead.
it's actually really not.
It is.
It's
Oh, it
really
actually
not.
really is. You haven't made a link
No,
yet.
it really-
You're just giving
it really
some.
isn't.
Well, you did something that's immoral here, but you think you're
No,
doing something
not
moral
immoral.
here.
Not immoral. Not
It is
immoral.
it's that
No,
broad.
not immoral.
Yes,
Not
it is
immoral.
that broad. The link that you're making is that
Not
broad.
immoral. Not immoral. God no. I don't expect morality from any of you. The link. The link is the total dropping of standards in the Lav case and the sudden raising of them in this.
And did I already explain that to you or not? Do you not remember? Do you want me to explain it again?
Do you want to explain what to me again?
Why they would? No, that's not an inconsistency.
The fact that you reflexively,
inconsistency.
the fact that you,
I have
the
different
fact that you
standards for
reflexively,
different things.
the fact that you reflexively try to sanitize and defend Lav's false victim narrative that incriminated Destiny, but then simultaneously you're looking for any possible loophole to justify posting my docs here, just on the bare fact that there was an interaction which you could find, in which you could dig it up out of there. You're trying to insist this wasn't a docs. It was absolutely a docs.
Okay, you haven't been able to make that.
The
point yet,
the threshold for being a docs, Tom, is not that you're able to find the name.
No, it's that you posted it. You posted the name.
Yeah, but
you made it public.
here's the problem.
So now
though.
it's not a dox anymore.
I didn't publish the name in a public venue with the intent to promote myself. That was posted as an accident in response to somebody who was sharing DMs without my permission that I had every reason to expect had my name in them already.
Okay.
You
It doesn't make a
understand?
difference. Yes, I
Well, it actually makes a
understand.
big difference because maybe
It
the reason
doesn't.
why I posted them quickly was to
I agree
include the
with you.
insistence
I agree with you on
insistence
this.
that it wasn't my name.
I agree
then
with you on this. But this isn't information that I have at the time. You're
Well,
telling
crucially,
me,
well, here's the problem.
Hold on, wait.
No,
I have
I
already
will
said
not.
that if you
Tom,
publish
here's the
something
problem.
publicly, I
Tom.
am to assume that you want it to
But
be
I
public.
didn't. But I didn't publish it. I didn't publish it publicly. And more to the point, Tom, the chain of events is this. Oh, I'm not talking to Sic. The chain of events is this. I was pressured into publishing something very quickly because I thought my information was already going to be shared. You cannot use that as a pretext for then justifying sharing the docs after the fact, because I didn't willfully publish that, and I removed it after the fact.
No, you cannot use that as a pretext when that information is
What?
just now coming out. I did not have that
What
information
information
at
just
the
now?
time. Listen. You are
But-
not
but-
responding
but
to the
you-
things
but
that I'm
you
saying.
did.
President Sunday, you
But
are
you
not
did.
responding to the
Why
things
did
that I'm
you-
saying.
why did
So I'm
you-
going to give
why
this to
did
you
you
as a
seek out-
question
why
so that
did
you can
you-
actually respond
Why
to it.
did
Okay?
you? Why
I-
did you
go
seek
ahead,
out?
go
Why
ahead.
did you seek out the screenshots if you didn't know they were a docs? Where is the interest?
I wanted to know that they were still public. That's what I was looking
You
for.
wanted to
I
know if they
wanted
were
to know
still
that they were
public.
still there. Yes, that you had not
Really?
deleted them and that they were still there. Because to me, that was evidence that they were wrong and that that was not your docs and that you were happy with that information being out there in the public.
Or maybe I'm dealing with somebody who's insisting that they are my docs, and I'm in a situation where if I
It's not
deny it,
relevant.
it'll be assumed that it is. Well, it kind
Yes,
of is actually.
no, it's not.
It
Okay,
kind of
I'm
is.
going to ask you
Yes,
this now.
it is.
Okay, no, I answered
Because
your
of the
question.
threshold, because of the
I
threshold,
answered
because
your
of the
question.
threshold,
No,
because of the
President, I
threshold.
answered your question.
Because
If
of
you
the
have
threshold.
public information out there,
Because
am I
of
to
the
assume you want
threshold.
it public? Yes or no?
If I have public information out there, am I just
You
you're assuming
posted
you
it.
want it public?
Yes. If you post information publicly, should I assume you want it to be public? Yes or no?
If in this context, absolutely not. I was being threatened with a dox by somebody.
Okay, I don't know that. Like
This is basic common sense. Well, you actually
No,
kind
I
of
don't
do.
know that.
You actually do, because the instigating event for all of this was Kyla announcing on stream that she has my docs.
correct.
Exactly. I don't want Kyla to have my docs. I don't want
Correct.
Spicy Chat to have my docs. If I'm posting rapidly in response to somebody who claims to be posting DMs with my docs in them, and I'm posting them simultaneously, I have no reason to assume that he hasn't done so. So I'm posting basically unwillingly. You're
Yes,
now
but
using
you're
that. You're now
saying
using that.
as though I
you're now,
know this, and I don't
So
know that.
there
There's
is-
no
there is
reason
a-
to think that I know that.
Well, I'm not blaming you for that. But you're now making a big
You
production
are.
about.
You brought it up
you're
numerous
now
times to
making-
say it is a
you're
dox
now
because
making-
you were pressured
You're
into
now
posting.
making. You're now making a big production President Sunday says I doxed him. That's just a brute fact. That doesn't mean you're blameworthy for it, but you did.
No,
You could have just moved on.
You keep skipping over tangent, like you keep
I'm
doing
skipping
this, bro.
over tangents.
No, you're skipping over important information. So, like,
Really?
yes. So if I see the post there, you are saying, like, yes, of course, there's
Your
other
internal
things that are
justifications
happening.
are not
Hold
important
on.
information.
I will be happy to lay this all out for you. It's obvious that you're not getting it, so I will lay it out, and then you can point out to me where in there it's actually not making sense. If you actually address what it is that I'm saying here. So when you post information, I can assume that you want that information public. You're telling me, hey, there's other things happening behind the scenes that you don't know about that makes it to where I didn't actually want that information public. It just so happened to look that way. And so obviously from your perspective, Tom, you're going to perceive it that way.
Well, you
But
surely,
that
if you
wasn't
well,
the
hang on.
circumstances.
If you found the screenshots in their initial context, then you would have seen that the instigating factor for that exchange was Nick jumping into Spicy Chat saying, hey guys, you want to see the DMs, and dropping them all very, very quickly. These are not the conditions under which somebody responds because they want to publish this information. My hand was being forced. I'm sorry. Like
Okay, yeah.
in my judgment, I was forced between a rock and a hard place where I could publish these DMs against his DMs, make sure that my DMs are at the very least trusted as truthful in case he alters them, and not having time to read his.
Sure, I did not have that information. So I
you would have
I'm
because you
not
would have
in
found them.
Spicy Chat,
They
and
were
I don't
published
have
right next
access
to
to Spicy
They were
Chat.
published, but what you do? So you, I thought. So you just got my docs from just some random person then?
I asked somebody else to go see if it was still
Who?
there.
Sassafras?
Yes, I asked Sassafras to see if it was still there, and she said yes,
Jesus
and then
Christ.
just happened
For
to
the
send
record,
it to me.
Abaddon in chat, I actually did try to edit them. I had to edit them fairly rapidly, and my strategy was to cut them. I didn't realize that the name was actually in some of those segments.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I think that's fair enough, and that's why I took it down as soon as it popped up on my
Yes,
screen. That's why I took it down. But
and I appreciated
for it to
that.
be
And I
a dox,
appreciated that.
I feel like there has
Well,
to
it's
be
still a
malice
dox.
attached to this in some
No,
way,
that's
unless
okay,
you're calling,
Tom,
like we
Tom,
said earlier,
Tom,
like Yellow
okay, look.
Pages isn't doxing
Tom,
literally everybody.
Tom,
Yeah.
Tom, I like you. Compartmentalizing concepts is not your strong suit. There does not have to be malice associated with doxing for it to be a dox. Doxing is merely the act of releasing that information. This is why people self-dox accidentally without malice.
Yes, but
If you look up
if it's
docs on the internet, it
accidentally,
implies
Sick,
that.
shut up.
it's
Nobody. Sick.
hold on,
Shut
Sick.
up.
If it's accidentally, then I agree with you. But in this case, I have no reason to believe at the time that it's
Which is once
accidentally.
again why I didn't consider you blameworthy for it. I don't think
Okay,
you were
but
malicious, but it was a dox. So if I'm telling you, Tom, if I'm telling you that I think that somebody can non-maliciously dox a person, and your complaint is that I'm accusing you of malice, I've already clarified that I'm not.
Sure.
So you can
And
take that to the bank. I do not think that TOMFOOLERY maliciously
And I
doxed
appreciate
me
that.
the last stream, and he did take it down afterwards to his credit. I greatly appreciated that. It was, however, a dox.
So do you
I
think
do-
that you
yeah.
doxed Kyla then?
No,
Why
because
not?
when Kyla published her name and her vocation and her background, etc., she did so with the aim of promoting herself on a podcast without pressure. She was not being forced to do so by anybody. She was not under threat. This was a perfectly free choice by herself. She wanted to succeed publicly. That was her decision. To this day, like, you can still see those podcasts are up. She wanted that to be out. You understand? It's a very simple distinction. Yes.
I mean, I don't think it's a distinction because obviously that's
Well,
what
there's
you're
clearly
doing
a distinction.
in
I
that
just
chat.
outlined a very clear distinction, Tom. One was willing, one wasn't. One has a preponderance of willingness. She wasn't just willing. This was premeditated and used to promote her actual channel. She wanted the association between her name and the channel title. That was a
Yes,
decision.
I understand. You made a mistake and accidentally posted the information that you didn't want to, but you
But
did
not
post
just
that
I didn't
information.
simply accidentally post the information. I posted the information in response to the person who was threatening me with my docs. Rapid fire
And I forgive you for
posting
that,
those DMs.
but you still did post it.
Rapid fire posting the DMs with that dox in them himself.
Mm-hmm.
I had no reason to expect he would redact it. There was no reason to. And indeed, later on that same day, he actually did confirm the docs separately with DK, who he later claimed had a reputation for doxing. This is extremely dangerous.
Yes.
Tom, how long are you going to let him lie on stream? Because he's not even being honest
Lie
with
on
you
stream.
right now.
Hey, Sick, how many times did you molest your sister?
Oh, brother.
Give me a number. Ballpark.
Okay. So, anyways, Tom, the
Yeah,
thing
I'm not
is
talking to this degenerate.
Sunday
Good night.
was never actually. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. That's fine. Later on, when he wants to like correct something that I've supposedly lied on, don't worry, Tom. He'll rejoin. But the thing is Sunday was never under threat of those messages being released. The only threat he ever acknowledged and agreed with was that Erudite was threatening Sunday with using the docs that they potentially had for legal action. And at the night that Sunday doxed
Well, he said
himself,
that they were saying that he said that Nick said in Spicy Chat, I have these DMs. Who wants to see them in? And saying that like he's gonna post them in Spicy Chat. Is that true?
yes. Yes, but
Well, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about the duress.
Sunday had already been talking about before Nick ever said he was going to release any DMs. Sunday had already said he had DMs to prove what was going on between him and Nick in private. And that the implication, one of the messages he said is that I'm going to keep all of the messages private because people were asking him to release it if he said he has these DMs and he can prove it. Sunday wasn't going to prove it. Nick messaged me in private. And then once Sunday kept going on with the narrative, then Nick just released the DMs because he was sick of Sunday just touting the fact that he had these messages that prove this malicious intent. There was never a threat of the DMs being released. Sunday was always trying to control the narrative from the very beginning. And so for him to say that he released DMs because he was under threat of them being released first, no, he just wanted to be able to prance around and give his own narrative unchallenged without ever having to provide evidence, because if he showed the evidence, it didn't really show malice on the part of Nick.
Yeah, sure. I mean, even just like nothing he said actually makes any difference. Like he posted them, whether he posted them on purpose or on accident, like if he screwed up and made a mistake, that's on him. It doesn't make any difference to the fact that he still posted them. So it's no different to Kyla posting her name and her information and not wanting people in Twitch politics to go get that information. He posted it. He put it there publicly for people to access and get and find, and we did. And then he's saying this is somehow different from people finding Kyla's stuff because Kyla did it in a promotion of herself. That literally is... that makes no difference to me whatsoever.
I mean, to me, the big deal here is like, I saw your guys' exchange on Twitter, and I thought it was absolute bullshit that at the same time that he's trying to say that this dox is not his, which, by the way, that's the only reason anybody was like lackadaisical about showing this shit on stream and whether or not it was safe to show, was the fact that he was saying it wasn't even him to begin with. So if he just admitted it was a dox, everybody, I feel like, would have taken the extra step to actually bury it in the first place.
Yes.
But he wants to say it's not his docs, and then at the same time go on Twitter and cry about it as if it's real. And it's like, for a while there, we don't even know what the fuck he's doing. It kind of seems like he's like either trying to play both sides or he's trying to fuck with people and make them look like fools over a fake docs.
Yeah, it was so like doxing does require some sort of malice. Otherwise, there's no difference between posting your own information and doxing somebody. It's always the same, no matter what. Like when I come out and I tell everybody my real name and where I live and all of this stuff, I'm doxing myself. Apparently, I'm not doxing myself. I'm just telling you guys my information. I put my information out there freely. I'm not like coerced into this. I just tell everybody my information because I don't want to like have to hide it or play all these games. I've done it from the beginning. I will always stand behind my real name, but that's not me doxing myself. That's just me giving you my information. And then when other people repeat that information, they are also not doxing me every single time. When people know that Destiny's name is Stephen Bonnell, every time we call him Stephen, we are not doxing him every time because he wants that information out there. Kyla, when she tells people they can call her Kyla, we are not doxing her when we call her Kyla. But if we put out other information that she did not want over here, that's different. But it's still not doxing because she put it out on the internet. It can be like, I would say it's wrong to do. I would say President Sunday was wrong for putting that information into his videos. And I would say that I would be wrong if he says, hey, I don't want you guys putting the information from this from this text chat on your streams and then I did it anyways, then yes, I would be wrong as well. But I have screenshots of him saying that it's okay for Chud to publish that information on his stream, which means that it's going to be public anyways, and then I can just cover Chud's stream and then it'll be on my stream. So it's fine for me to put it on my stream too.
Yeah, that was my plan. I was just going to go over Chud's stream. I didn't know you and Sunday were talking, but I was listening for a minute. It just like the storyline that he was trying to weave just did not match reality. And I will say, it is really rich for him to try and describe Spicy Chat as a private server or a private channel by any means, even if with the React thing there's like some barrier, because Discord servers, unless there's like some actual intent to keep them within like a closed group, you could never consider them private. You would never go to like a court and call that a private group, especially not with 3,000 members in it and people can come in and out whenever. I mean, this was a big discourse when it came to Lav, when it came to the accusation she was making towards Hassan, is she was trying to say, well, it was just a private Discord, or there were only 5 people in chat. No, there's like 3,000 people in the server. You don't really get that privilege.
Yeah,
if it was me, if it was like me, you, DK, and Nick and Sunday, if it was like a 5-man group, you could say, okay, that's a little loose to like keep secrets tightly. But you could also say that that's a private group and we're exchanging it with the understanding that nobody's releasing anything. 3,000, I mean, that's a whole different ballpark.
And so I don't know if you heard my conversation with him earlier, but when I kept bringing up the fact that he posted his docs, or what he calls his docs now, when he posted his information in the Discord, Nick told him or reached out to him to say, bro, you have PI in there. He says that he muted Nick and that there's no reason for him to have known that there was PI in there. Is Nick the only person who said anything about this? Do you know?
Sorry, President Sunday's claiming what?
So Nick said that right after President Sunday posted his screenshot, he noticed that he didn't block out all of the PI.
Right, yeah. The reason that we knew his info was in there is because people in the chat started saying his name, and we knew that we didn't have his info in there. We were very careful about redacting everything. So when we started people in Spicy Chat saying his name over and over, we were like, where the fuck is this from? And we were like, this stupid fuck panicked and posted it. Then we went back up, looked through, found where it was from, and was like, bro, take this down. Which, by the way, he left it up for hours afterwards.
So that only happened like hours before my stream then.
Yeah.
Because he took it down right after my stream.
I'm not sure the exact hour that he took it down. I just know he took it down like late into the evening.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain within like about 30-minute window when he took it down. Okay, so yeah, so Nick then responds and says, hey, you still have PI in there, dude, take it down. He's saying he muted Nick, and so he didn't see anything that Nick said. So nobody else was telling him besides Nick, right?
I think Nick is the only one who privately DM'd him, but I'm pretty sure Dan, like Destiny's friend Dan, popped in and said, who is, and then said his name in the chat. Like, there were multiple people saying his name. I'm sure he saw it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I believe him that he has Nick muted. That wouldn't surprise me. But like, I don't even. Sorry, maybe I'm misunderstanding. What kind of nasty behavior is he trying to rewrite this as?
So when I'm telling him it's not a dox, you posted your own information, I did not dox you. He's saying, well, I didn't even know that I posted my private information. So when you're telling me that I posted private information, I didn't even know that I posted private information. And I'm saying, well, no, Nick told you, bro. Nick said that you posted your own PI and you still refused to take it down. And he says, well, I had Nick muted, so I had no idea that my PI was in there.
Okay, well, people, I've just sent you some DMs from of people talking about it. Maybe he didn't know, but okay. I'm sorry. That sucks. That sucks that you muted Nick, I guess. And it sucks that you didn't see your name getting spammed in Spicy Chat. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I told him, I was like, either way, you're like, from my perspective, I would still assume you know what you're posting. Like, from my perspective, I have no reason to see you post something and think, oh, he doesn't know that he's posting this. Like, obviously, you post something publicly.
Oh,
Everybody should
okay, yeah.
assume you know you're posting
Probably.
it publicly.
So I think people probably don't understand now because there's just so much fucking like context to understand everything. People are probably like, why was this even getting posted in the first place? The reason it was getting posted is because Sunday was trying to, he hadn't posted the DMs and he was trying to claim that Nick was threatening him in DMs when we notified him, which when you read the DMs, that's obviously not fucking true. Like clearly, and Sunday agreed that that wasn't true. And so he was like, I'll post it later, I just need to redact stuff. And we were like, this fucker has spun a narrative. He's going to just clip it to try to just post it in a certain way so that he can spin whatever fucking narrative he's going to come up with. And Nick's like, should I post it? I have everything redacted. Everything's good to go. Should I just like give Spicy it? And I was like, honestly, just like give it to them. And then as soon as Nick posted it, then Sunday started trying to post it at the same time. I have no idea why he decided to do that. You'll have to ask him. So Nick posts it with all the information fully redacted. Sunday starts like spam posting. He does like a bunch of photos. And then again, in the photos, his full name is in there. Yeah, his full name is in there, I believe, twice.
Okay. So yeah, he said that Nick was threatening to post the DMs. And so in his haste, he did not realize that he didn't redact all of the stuff because he was trying to combat people who were leaking his information. Okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sorry, I know there's so much. Oh man, there's so much context for like all of this for people to even like get a feel for it.
Yeah. Well, because like I said, we had this whole back and forth about whether or not I doxed him, and
Nick just sent me this. Sunday's just lying. Nick didn't just DM him privately. He also then went in Spicy Chat and just said, bro, delete this. You left in information. And this is after multiple people had like been posting his name.
yeah, so that's actually, so some of the people who were DMing me last night said, this is how it ended up on my stream, is they were saying, hey, it's still there. He doesn't care that it's there. Like, stop acting like this is private information. He posted it himself and he doesn't care. And they said, search for the words, bro, just delete this or something like that. And so I messaged somebody. I said, hey, because I have no access to this chat, have no interest in having access to the chat. So I messaged somebody else and said, hey, can you go search these words and then find out if that post is still there? They messaged me back, yes, it's still there. And I thought, okay, cool. And that was the end of it. I didn't know that they were going to send it to me. It was about
what time did they look?
Let me double check, because I want to say it was about 3 a.m. was when I took my stream down.
And what, 3 a.m. Mountain Eastern?
Eastern time.
Okay, I'm just gonna write that down.
Let me pull this up.
Just for Tuesday 13, it was not my server, it was in Chud's server.
So 2:15 a.m. is when my stream went down.
Okay.
So yeah.
Faster Press says it was 10:40 Pacific.
Okay.
Faster Press doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah, she's. I don't know. The call, I called her as soon as I ended stream. That's the time that I called her. So.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what time exactly he took it down, but it was up for several hours, is my understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so at that point, I had been streaming for 5 hours. Or sorry, 3 hours. So yeah, I'd been streaming for 3 hours. And I believe you guys even talked about it on my stream, because that's when I first started to I remember knowing that it was still there. So I'm pretty sure you guys mentioned that he posted it himself and has left it up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, he posted it himself.
Okay.
Any other questions? Did
No.
that clear it up?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Kyla.
You're welcome. Just like here's what I would recommend everyone. Just remember that Sunday has changed his story 16 times now. First it was his docs, now it wasn't his. Then it wasn't his docs, now it is again, which is his privy to do with what he would like with his information. He lied about DK. He's lied about Chud. He's now lied about you. He's lied about Nick. He's lied about me. He's lying about me again. And so like every video that he posts, people are like, oh my gosh, because he's really good at creating these like pernicious, compelling narratives that have like just enough truth to seem real, but are not real. If you have a pattern with Sunday of him lying, it's seeming compelling, and then when more information comes out, it turns out it's false. You should probably be careful about that. You should probably be careful about believing the next story, because like the main thing that like keeps speeding this along is that like I don't care about Pippa's, right? I don't give a fuck what Pippa thinks about me. Fucking idiot. Okay? 16 times. You're an idiot. I don't care what Sunday fans think. The issue is that there's a whole bunch of really nice, normal people in between that are just like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And that is super fair. I just want to like encourage people, like reminding yourselves, like if there's this pattern of behavior of like lying and deceit and maliciousness, calling people stupid and moronic, calling me a bitch and a bimbo over and over and over again, it like gaslight into a character. Whereas in the case of my situation, not only did I show that he was lying about my credential fraud, but Pisco also got him to walk back his claim about everything. So it would be really helpful for me, not that anyone has to do this, but if he keeps putting out these videos, just ignore them. He's only doing this to bait and get attention. And the issue is, I don't know how to not respond when like serious accusations are being made against me, right? Like I don't know how to respond when he's claiming that I'm doing federal crime and lying about my credentials. I don't know what to do. Fast
Yeah.
breath. It's so funny. Yeah, that's I know I'm bloviating on your stream now. It's just the biggest frustration to me is people like watching. I think he just released another one and being like, oh no, maybe now he's on to no. Does any of this matter in the contextualization of somebody who's been harassing me constantly, lying about me, lying about Chud, lying about DK, lying about Destiny, lying about you, right? Betraying all of his morals apparently. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. Just ignore him.
Yeah. No, I mean, you are not bloviating, because I feel bad for you throughout this entire thing. You just happen to be the person that his ire ends up getting driven towards for some reason, and there's already a ton of people out there who want a reason not to like you, and so he just gives it to them. And it's like what's her name, Kidology posted that there's like a lot of people who are like even admitting that they don't even care whether or not it's true. They just want to say that you're wrong anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Chat, tell Tom to bring me up. We're in a private call Sunday. Do you want to talk to Sunday?
I'm not participating in Sunday's like desperate demand for attention. He can keep making his video essays. All that's going to happen is he's going to come in, he's going to interrupt, he's going to yell over me. He's not going to give me time to actually give answers. Then he's going to lie. So if you would like to participate with that, you are welcome to.
I'm good. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. All right. We got other stuff to get into. Let's see. What was this?